I have a really fun project that took me like 30 seconds and it cost me like 50 cents to make these Rae Dunn inspired ornaments, which I think they came out so cute. Look at. So, I thought I would share how I made them with my Cricut and show you just how easy it is and give you a little inspiration if you're intimidated by putting vinyl on round things. So for this project, you're gonna need either clear balls, Christmas balls that you fill with white paint, or I just bought these white ones at Hobby Lobby. They were like $5. I think it says $10 on the box, but they were half price at Hobby Lobby and they're already white. These ones are glass, real glass, but you can get plastic ones too. I just like the real glass ones because they're kind of iridescent. And then I cut out some words on my Cricut, on regular old black vinyl. They're about 1.5 inches. For these Christmas balls, they're about 1.5 inches tall. And the font, which is what everybody wants to know, is called The Skinny. And I got it on DeFont, and it was free for personal use. I think there's a version that's commercial use, but if you're just making presents for friends, then you can use the free font. And then the ribbon I got is just ribbon I got it, I don't know, Michael's on clearance last year after Christmas. So a few other things that I use for when I do vinyl is I use the super cheap contact paper from the dollar store instead of transfer tape. It's not as good as transfer tape, but for the price, it's so much cheaper. I use this pick set that I got from Harbor Freight. It was like $2, but it's way nicer than those picks because it's sharper. And I use a, this is one of those dish scrapers from Pampered Chef to wash their like clay stuff, whatever it's called, Pampered Chef clayware. I use this as my scraper. I also have a bigger one that I got at the dollar store. It was like Betty Crocker. It was like a dough scraper. It was like $1, but these are really small, so I'm using the small one. So that's everything I use. I cut out a couple different phrases, and so this is how I would do it. I cut it out. I got it out of the the Cricut machine, and I would just weed all the words carefully, making sure you got the centers out. Right, and here's where I use my pick. Now, the words are pretty fine, so you're going to have to be pretty careful. So then, in order to get these words onto this ball, you need to transfer it, and that's where I use the contact paper. So, I put the contact paper on here, and I cut the contact paper pretty tight to the words. I don't want a lot of extra, because I'm going to have to roll that contact paper around the, oh, nice on my paper. I'm gonna have to roll that around the ball, and then you scrape it really hard. And here's my tip for getting this off. I always put the vinyl side down and peel the backing away and up hard like this, and it always leaves the words. Even though this contact paper is super not as tacky, like it's not as tacky as transfer paper. Then I make a few little clips here because I'm going to have to go around the ball. I mean, that's just a fact of life. Okay. Take this. Guesstimate where you want your joy to go. And then I start in the middle of the letter and I push them up and down. Each letter. And the cuts in the contact paper make it so you can move the transfer a little bit. Okay, now, ta-da! Joy! Super cute, yes? Super cute, and I have to say it very much reeks of Rae Dunn. So we'll put that one in there. I'll do one more. Because I have to admit, it's kind of addicting. And I can't remember all the words I cut out, so. What do I have? I have Noel, I have peace, and I have ho ho ho. So here's an example of a longer, the phrase ho 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 was really long, so I made the word slightly smaller so that you could see the whole ho. You could see all the hoes. Okay, here we go. Doo, doo, doo. And because this is such a tight design on my machine, I had it cut a little deeper than standard vinyl just because, uh-oh, I'm losing an H. just because I was worried that the cuts wouldn't be clean. So I cranked down the cut depth. Oh. And see, it still didn't work all the way. There we go. Saved. Which is another reason I love these picks. Like, I can actually pick up the little letters and move them around. Okay, here's one more. Boop. 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 And I'm gonna reuse this transfer paper, because what the heck. Same thing. Scrape it onto the onto the contact paper. Flip it over. This is especially important now because I've used this contact paper more than once, so it's even less sticky than it was before. But this peel away method works great. Okay. So I think if you were planning on making these as gifts or, you know, commercially, I think I have a total of less than 50 cents each invested. Because the balls were like, I don't know, it was $5 for 10? So. And then the vinyl is just scrap because the words are so small. And then a whole roll of transfer of contact paper is only $1. And I guess the ribbon, you have to count on the ribbon. But I mean, I've seen people selling them on Etsy and stuff for $5 each or whatever. The markup's pretty good. Okay. Oh, I lost another page. And then I always go back and press them down with my finger because they're gonna, there we go. Ho, ho, ho. But I just thought these were super cute and I totally wanted to share with you guys because I've seen them going around, and I know if you don't have a silhouette machine or you don't know how vinyl works, it's probably like this huge mystery. But really, it's seriously just that easy. Okie doke. I want to thank Cricut too, because Cricut sends me a super vinyl and all sorts of stuff to help me make these projects.